Panic stations everyone, internet man said the end of the world is coming. Tinfoil hats on, tinfoil shoes, wrap your house in tinfoil. Tinfoil. Society only has 20 years left. Stop. No matter how long we have left, there's no need to panic. But don't click away just yet, because throughout this video, I might just be able to convince you that time is indeed running out for us. Let's begin with a little bit of context. By the end of the world, I mean the end of our society, which has been growing exponentially since the Industrial Revolution. Since humans began, fully established society has been moving in circles, yo-yoing between instability and prosperity. This is proven by the rise and fall of certain empires such as the Romans, the Mongols and ancient Egypt. As society grows, it can encounter a whole host of problems like food shortages, disease, and in previous examples, pushback from smaller developing societies. Relating this back to our current position, we're in the biggest and most successful society in history. Some may believe that we've finally broken a barrier to progression as a species, but that's naive, as there's still glaring problems we have to face before there's truly a clear way forward. If you ask me, this is just another swing of the yo-yo, the biggest swing there's ever been in history. If you count the Industrial Revolution as the beginning of our society, then it's been established for around 200 to 250 years. The Roman Empire lasted around 1,000 years. This may set a promising example, but that length of time doesn't account for something I call civilization inflation. Ancient Rome covered only 4.5 to 5 million square kilometres. Fast forward to modern day and you'd be tested to find a single square kilometre that hasn't been touched by modern man, except for a handful of tribes who probably have more accessible property market than anywhere else in the world. Back to Rome, a place where the most advanced technology available was the stone toilet. Having so little tech meant they were obviously able to skip over issues that we have today with energy production and global warming. Rome also had the habit of only feeding real food to the mega rich.
Hamburger.
If you live in a shack, then the chances are that the most exotic meal you're getting is the pigeon a la leprosy.
Combine one flavor with another, and something new was created. I brought you something to...
Cut back to modern day, and America alone eats 50 million burgers a year. With over 9 billion people on the planet by 2040, food shortages will become common, especially in places like Japan, where overfishing produces 7.5 billion tons of fish a year. Crops can also fail due to a decline in fertile land. Despite all this, I believe we still have a lot of time before these issues actually pose a society-threatening problem. And if famine was the only looming issue, we'd still have a good 50-60 years left. Back in BC, it was rather easy to win a war. All you needed was more men, more horses, more swords, more catapults. And that was exactly what Rome had. When you're the biggest global superpower, there's almost no chance you're falling apart anytime soon. Eventually, however, Rome fell to a series of military losses against German tribes, such as the Goths. This continued to prove that no society can last forever without total unity. Until there's one world government, we cannot progress into a higher stage of existence, including space colonization. Right now, we're closer than ever to world unity. However, sometimes people forget that we were one button press away from nuclear devastation. We have the most interconnected society in history, but we also have the most destructive weapons that have ever been made at our disposal. If there were a few decades of uncertainty in Rome, they would hardly have been able to holy hand grenade an entire population to solve some kind of dispute over the name of a salad. Apologies, the purpose of this video seems to have taken a back seat. I will now step by step detail how we will approach the end. Stage 1. Global warming. Over the next decade, we will attempt to mitigate the climate crisis with Elon Musk at the forefront of the push. However, unfortunately, due to economic limitations, people will be reluctant to change quickly enough, and suddenly, in 2030, a huge deposit of permafrosted CO2 is released from the melting ice caps. This contributes to rising global temperatures and seals our fate. Stage 2. Natural disasters. This stage is rather self-explanatory, as the effects of climate change begin to rear their head and start to cause billions of dollars of property damage. Typhoons, flash floods, droughts, forest fires and rising sea levels batter the world and hammer home our folly in failing to adapt. Stage 3. Immigration. As a direct effect of Stage 2, millions of climate refugees are forced to move to safer land, flowing into less affected countries in waves upon waves, mirroring the coastal destruction they suffered themselves. Inevitably, this mass influx is unsustainable and tensions begin to rise between nations. Stage 4. War. This is the most critical stage that will decide whether or not our society continues as a displaced and hollow shell of its former 2000s glory, or ceases to exist altogether. With rising tensions, nations must unite to solve the refugee issue, or face issues with mass refugee camps or militarization. It will take hundreds of years for any survivors to form a meaningful civilization after this, and millions more years before another intelligent species would develop if humans got completely obliterated. Reality check. This is all speculation. There's only one timeline and it's the one we're living in. Right now we have every ability to fight our future, and I've put several ways up that you can help in the description. Individually it may seem like there's no hope, but without sounding cliche, together we can stop the end of society.
Or at least delay it.
Before you go, I wondered if I could just go over a quick channel update. I hope you enjoyed the first of my video essay style videos. I apologise for the audio quality and inconsistent editing, but I'm looking to improve them as the channel progresses. If you've read the channel about section, you'll know what I'm about to say, but if you're new to the channel, I'd just like to take a minute to talk about the channel's mission. I kickstarted this channel in June of 2020 for a specific reason other than to share content that I've made. The reason is Japan. So since I was around 12, I've been building up to the day I can go, and for the last few years after having been through a whole lot, I realised now more than ever, because I've got so little time, I have to find some way to achieve that goal. So I've set a milestone at 1k subscribers when I'll release another video essay style video explaining why Japan means so much to me personally, and at 10k subs I'll do a face reveal. After that point, when the channel grows to a certain point and I'm finally able to achieve the life goal, I will release a celebratory announcement and vlog the whole experience of being in Japan to the channel. And it's up to you whether you want to join in attempting to reach this goal. But if you are and you have subscribed, be prepared for plenty more content on the way. Thank you for paying attention this long. Please comment if there's anything you'd like to see changed.